with another video. Today we're going to talk about the economic comeback of the town I live in, Detroit, Michigan, and some of the things that are being done to bring this once lively city and once again very lively city back. So without any further wait, let's get into the video.
Detroit is changing. You can feel this change on the streets. You can see it in the morning light. New buildings are rising toward the sky. Old shops are getting a fresh coat of paint. People are laughing in the parks again. Children are playing on sidewalks that feel safe. Neighbors meet at small cafes for coffee and a chat. This is a city that is moving forward. It is a city finding its footing. It is a story of people, not just of buildings. The real change is happening at the human level, one block at a time. It is a quiet but powerful hum of activity, of hope. On a bright Tuesday morning, a corner store on a busy block opens its door. She wipes down the counter, arranging newspapers neatly. People walk by on their way to work or school. They wave and say hello. A young child holding his mother's hand waves back with a smile. This small, simple scene says a lot about the city. It shows how life returns to a street when people have a reason to be there. It shows how small businesses create the connections that turn a block into a neighborhood.
And see, that's something we could all get together and do ourselves. Support the small businesses in our neighborhood, and it revitalizes the neighborhood. In fact, it's happening right now. Like if you go to the Avenue of Fashion, the 8 Mile of Illinois to around the 6.5 mile of Illinois area, it's full of booming businesses. A lot of them are local businesses. And if you go there on a Friday, Saturday, or most afternoons, it's good foot traffic. It's a lively spirit in those areas again. And I'm glad to see it, me myself, but it's something we can all contribute and do ourselves. And this video is going to tell us exactly how to do it as we look at the David Whitney building in downtown Detroit, right? Or just I would say south of Grand Circus Park. Yeah, or just north, a block north of Grand Circus Park.
This corner is a small piece of a much larger story. Just a few years ago, this street was quieter. Fewer people walked here. Several storefronts were empty. Now there is a new rhythm. The change did not happen overnight. It was the result of many small decisions. It came from the hard work of many people. The city fixed the sidewalks. A local group planted trees along the curb. A new apartment building down the street brought in more residents. Each small action added another layer of life to the street. Each step made the next step easier.
The owner of the corner store sees the difference every day. It
This
feels
is
like
what's
the
going on
old
in the
days,
Avenue
but
of Fashion.
new, she says, her voice full of pride.
She remembers when the street was full of people and activity. Then she remembers the quiet years. Now she sees young families and new faces. They stop in for milk or a newspaper. They ask her about the neighborhood. She tells them stories. This is how a community rebuilds itself. It happens through conversations on a street corner. It happens when people feel they are part of something that is growing. Many projects are helping Detroit's neighborhoods come back to life. Many projects are helping Detroit's neighborhoods come back to life. These are not just giant gleaming towers downtown. Many of the most important projects are smaller. They are designed to fit the scale of a neighborhood. Some projects focus on fixing old, beautiful homes that have been empty for too long.
Yes. And there are groups here in the city of Detroit, and hopefully wherever you live, this is about economic development in any big city. I just happen to live in Detroit, so this is what I'm going to speak on. There are groups in this city that are helping to rebuild this city and make this city what it once was, a great, roaring, thriving city. And it's on its way back. The Detroit 300 is doing the best it can to protect our city from predatory business owners. There's a business in the city of Detroit, and the Detroit 300 finds out about it, that's doing its citizens and its customers bad, they'll shut it down. Now, that's just one group of many doing all kinds of different things in the city for it to improve. Shout out to the Detroit 300.
Others build new, modest apartments on vacant lots. These apartments are often designed to be affordable for
Making a
working
lot of
people.
money doing it.
Some of the simplest projects turn empty, forgotten lots into small parks or community gardens. These changes bring people back to the streets. They make whole blocks feel safer and more welcoming. One clear example of this change is a project in a neighborhood just a short bus ride from the city center. The project took a group of old, abandoned industrial buildings. For years, they were a symbol of what was lost. The walls were crumbling. The windows were broken. But a team of local developers saw a different future. They worked to preserve the strong brick exteriors. They fixed the roofs and installed new large windows to let in the light.
Detroit is full of good, strong brick homes. They're all over the city. And you can get them pretty cheap and refurbish them and have you a nice, valuable home. But I want people, this is what I would like to see. A couple hundred people in each neighborhood, in each part of town. We won't even say each neighborhood. 200 people from Southwest. 200 people from Northwest, 200 people from North and Southeast, 200 people from Midtown, even though Midtown is pretty much well on its way into a total turnaround in its development. 200 people from the North End, 200 people from Bricktown, 200 people from Brightmoor, 200 people from Joy Road, 200 people from the Red Zone. All get together and buy up some of these properties and fix them up and have thriving businesses in your own neighborhoods that you run. It can turn around this whole city. And this is what this video is talking about, is giving you the blueprint of how downtown is getting rebuilt. It's stuff that we can do on our own if we can all just get on the same page that'll help grow this city.
Inside, they built dozens of apartments. Each unit is simple and efficient, with a small kitchen and living space perfect for 1 or 2 people. The design of this project was intentional. The goal was not just to build housing. The goal was to build a community hub. The ground floor of the old factory building was reserved for small businesses. The rents for these commercial spaces were kept reasonable. This was done to attract local entrepreneurs, not big national chains. A young baker who grew up in the area was the first to open a shop. A barber who had been cutting hair in his basement for years opened his first real shop next door. The building now has life from early in the morning until late at night.
We didn't want to just parachute in and build something shiny. We wanted to create a place that felt like it belonged here.
That means providing housing people can actually afford. It means giving local business owners a real chance to succeed.
It's a little bit more
The
expensive
new
to live in
developments have a
Detroit
direct
now.
and positive effect on nearby local businesses. When more people live in a neighborhood, small shops have more customers. It is a simple and powerful equation.
The owner of the new bakery in the renovated factory building has seen this firsthand. Before, my customers were people who drove here on the weekend, he explained while arranging pastries.
Now people from the apartments upstairs come down for coffee every morning. People from the next block walk over.
My business has doubled. I was able to hire a helper from the neighborhood. This is how a single project creates new jobs and new opportunities.
This increase in foot traffic has another important benefit. It makes the streets feel safer. When more people are walking around, a street feels more alive. There are more eyes on the street, as the urbanist Jane Jacobs famously said.
The barber in the same building agrees. I used to close up as soon as it got dark, he said. Now, with the bakery open late and people walking their dogs, the street is lit up. There are people around. I feel comfortable staying open later.
This feeling of safety encourages even more people to walk, creating a positive cycle. The benefits spread beyond the businesses in the new building. A small grocery store 2 blocks away has seen more customers. A laundromat that has been on the corner for decades is busier than ever. These established businesses are the backbone of the neighborhood. The new developments help them not just to survive, but to thrive. This stability allows them to invest back into their own businesses. This economic ripple effect is a key part of Detroit's comeback story. It is not just about the new project itself. It is about how that project strengthens the existing fabric of the community. It creates a healthier ecosystem for small local businesses. When these businesses do well, they hire local people. They spend their money in the neighborhood. They contribute to the local tax base. This creates a stronger, more resilient local economy. The success is shared. It is a change that is built from the ground up, one transaction and one friendly conversation at a time. Housing is the heart of any neighborhood. In some parts of Detroit, beautiful old homes stood empty for years.
And that's exactly, it just told you exactly how to do it. And we don't have to wait on big corporations to do it. We can do it on our own. A few of us just need to get together. We have to find a way to get on the same page. They just told you exactly how to rebuild this city. And it's already being done in a lot of neighborhoods. They just told you exactly how the Avenue of Fashion is now a booming, productive place now.
They were a sad reminder of harder times. Now teams of builders, community groups, and new homeowners are working to bring these houses back to life. They are not tearing them down. They are carefully repairing them. They patch the roofs. They fix the plumbing. They strip old layers of paint to reveal the beautiful woodwork underneath. They plant flowers in the front yards. Each restored house is a victory. It brings a family back to the block and breathes new life into the street.
That's another thing we can do. We can all get together. A lot of people have already doing it on their own, and they're making good money off of it. They're buying houses in our neighborhoods for nothing, refurbishing them and selling them to suburban people at a huge profit and getting rich off of them. But we can do that on our own. We can do it ourselves. We all just need to get together, get on the same page, and come up with a real plan, a real solid plan, and a blueprint to get all this stuff done, and we can rebuild this city. We can do it.
This work is often a partnership. Nonprofit organizations buy clusters of abandoned homes. They work with local contractors to do the heavy repairs. Then they sell the homes at an affordable
It's
price
being done
to
on
local
a small
families.
level now.
They often provide classes on home ownership and financial planning. This helps ensure that new owners can succeed for the long term.
An older resident
Nipsey Hussle was doing this in South LA. He had classes on home ownership and how to rebuild that area. It's too bad. That was a huge loss for that community. He was going to turn South LA into, which is already a pretty booming economic area. Actually, it's a lot of good people doing good business in South LA, in that area, in that Crenshaw district where the Marathon Mall, that whole little strip mall is. There's a few good businesses over there. And Nipsey started that, and he was trying to educate that whole neighborhood on how to start businesses, how to own them expensive ass LA homes, or what to do with that expensive ass LA property.
smiled as she pointed to a newly painted bungalow. For 10 years, that house was dark, she said. Now I see the lights on at night. I see kids playing in the yard. It makes the whole street feel hopeful.
In other areas, new housing is being built with community in mind. Thoughtfully designed homes and small apartment buildings that fit the neighborhood, often close to bus lines and shops. Many include shared green spaces, community gardens, and courtyards. People share food, watch their kids play, and share stories. This is how neighbors become friends. It makes a collection of houses feel like a real home. Parks and public spaces are just as important as homes and shops. For a long time, many Detroit neighborhoods were dotted with empty lots. These vacant parcels were often overgrown with weeds. They could feel unsafe and neglected. They were a visual sign of decline. But in many places, community groups are working with the city to transform these lots. They are turning these forgotten spaces into valuable community assets. They are planting trees and native grasses. They are building simple playgrounds for children. They are adding benches, pathways, and new lighting. This transformation has a powerful effect. When an empty lot becomes a small park, people feel safer walking past it, especially at night.
Now, a lot of things, I am seeing a lot of new parks with brand new equipment going up in a lot of areas, and even some workout equipment, but I don't always see people using it because it seems like most of our kids are inside now, and most of us are inside unless we're going to a nightclub or something dumb. But get out there with your kids and play. There are plenty of brand new parks, new basketball in some of the right outside of some of these community centers, or just right outside right now. They're rebuilding a lot of parks in a lot of different areas in the city. Go take your kids out and let's enjoy them. My doctor told me today I need some more activity. So, we're going to start doing that before it gets too cold out here. It's already fall. But we need to stay active and enjoy some of this stuff because this stuff is already happening. They're already putting in new stuff and all we have to do is maintain it.
Children finally have a clean, safe place to play close to home. The parks become natural meeting places, the outdoor living rooms of the neighborhood. Public art appears in reclaimed spaces. Blank walls become vibrant murals, scenes from the city's history, portraits of local heroes, bold, abstract designs. It creates identity and pride. A mural becomes a local landmark. It tells a story. It shows that this is a place people care about, a public declaration of hope and creativity. The art has an economic benefit too. People stop to take photographs and notice small shops they hadn't seen before. They stop in for a coffee or a sandwich. The art draws people in and encourages them to explore on foot. This synergy of art, green space, and local commerce drives positive change. The most successful changes in Detroit are happening because people are listening, The voices of the residents who have lived in these neighborhoods for years are strong and clear. They speak about their memories of the past and their hopes for the future. Planners, developers, and city leaders are learning that these voices are their most valuable resource. They hold community meetings in local church basements, school auditoriums, community centers. They do not just present a finished plan, they come with questions. They ask people to draw on ideas. They listen.
I remember when this street was full of markets and music. I remember the smell of barbecue on a Saturday afternoon. I want the young people moving in to feel that same joy. We don't need everything to be brand new. We need it to feel alive again.
His words are a powerful reminder. The goal is not to erase the past. It is to build upon the strengths and the spirit that were always there.
My main concern is safety. I want my daughter to be able to walk to the park without me worrying. I want the streetlights to work. I want the sidewalks to be smooth enough for her to ride her tricycle.
Nowadays, you can't do that in any city or suburb. I'm sorry, that's not to be done because people will snatch your kids out left and right. But get out there with your children and enjoy these parks. Go yourself. Walk with them. Everybody walk with their kids and watch the kids play. Everybody needs to do this on their own. Make time to do this. Now, the stuff is being built up where we can start to do these things again. We just need to take advantage of them.
Needs are practical and immediate. A successful plan must address these first: safe streets and good lighting. A developer might swap a big plaza for a fenced play area. A city planner might add more benches at bus stops. Small changes, huge difference. They show the community is being heard. This builds trust, the essential ingredient for lasting change. Of course, not all change is easy. The path to rebuilding a neighborhood is not always smooth. Some projects take much longer than expected. Finding the money to get started can be hard. Old buildings
we
can
all
hide
pull
big
together.
problems. Crumbling foundation, leaky roof. Those issues make repairs more expensive. As neighborhoods improve, a new worry can emerge. Some longtime residents fear rising property values and rents. They worry it could push them out. These concerns must be addressed. Community groups are confronting the problem directly, talking with city officials about limits on annual rent increases and advocating for property tax relief. Relief for senior citizens and long-term homeowners on fixed incomes. Pushing developers who receive city help to set aside a percentage of new apartments for lower-income families. Difficult work, constant negotiation. Another solution, local hiring. Agreements require a share of jobs go to neighborhood residents, and training with local trade schools ensures residents have the skills. The money invested stays in the neighborhood. New development becomes something the community helps build. This work takes time. It takes building trust between residents, developers, and the city. But it is essential to ensure the comeback is fair and inclusive. It helps keep the community's character intact and ensures those who stuck with the city can enjoy the benefits.
That's why 200 of us in our own neighborhoods where people know us doing it, people actually trust us a little bit more than waiting on these developers.
Balancing growth with stability will make Detroit's revival lasting, a testament to the community's resilience. Detroit's comeback is not just being built with bricks and mortar, it is being built on a deep and powerful foundation of culture. The city has a long and proud history of music, of art, of innovation. These traditions are not being forgotten. They are being woven into the fabric of the new projects. A city without its soul is just a collection of buildings. Detroit's cultural identity is central to its revival. That makes the change feel like a homecoming. Music is everywhere. Small venues host local jazz, rock, and techno artists. Community festivals and new parks always have a stage. This continues the musical legacy, Motown and today. These events bring neighbors out, create positive street life, support musicians, and give space to grow. The sound of live music drifting through a neighborhood is a powerful sign of life. Visual art also plays a huge role. New projects include affordable studios. Community art centers offer classes for children and adults. Local artists are commissioned for parks and plazas. This commitment keeps creative people in the city and nurtures the next generation. It makes Detroit vibrant and true to itself, honoring the past while building the future. When a new building includes a local theater or a park is designed around a Detroit artist's work, it sends a clear message. This city values its own stories and its own people. Pride deepens. The revival belongs to the residents. In the end, the story of Detroit's change is about more than just new buildings and balanced budgets. It is a story about people and pride. It is about a safe street, a thriving local shop, and a home filled with hope. It is about the sound of music at a weekend market and the sight of neighbors talking on a warm evening. These small, human-scale changes measure progress. They show how a city is reshaped when its people work together. The comeback is real because it is happening on the sidewalks and in the neighborhoods. Detroit's future looks bright because projects are putting people first. Small shops grow with more foot traffic, old homes are fixed, preserving character. Parks become places where children play and neighbors meet. Murals remind everyone of a proud past. And new construction jobs provide steady work for local families. These are not abstract concepts. These are tangible signs of progress people see and feel every day. They tell a simple story. This city belongs to its people. The city will continue to change. New challenges will arise and new ideas will be needed. But the foundation has been laid. Residents will keep speaking up and organizing, and hopefully builders and leaders will keep listening. Together they can create a fair, lively city full of opportunity. The key is balancing new investment with the needs of those who call Detroit home. This collaborative spirit is the city's greatest strength. The journey is far from over, but the direction is clear. Detroit is rising. It is not rising because of one grand plan or one wealthy investor, but because of thousands of small, courageous acts. The bakery owner, the young mother, the retired man who remembers the old days, and the artist painting a mural.
Yes, yes. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video. I really enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here at the Sports Dr. Spock. Hit that like button and subscribe. But I am excited about what's going on in the city of Detroit right now. I love this city. I was born here. I've lived here most of my life. I did spend a few years in suburban Detroit. But, as soon as I could, I came right back home. This is one of the cities that I've been all over the country that I am still in love with. And I root for its comeback. But this is your boy, the Sports Dr. Spock, Mickey Coleman, and I am gone for now. Peace out.